So I can't sleep, and it's the witching hour, so let's do something witchy. I have a Mercury Retrograde group ritual coming up on the 16th, and so I want to go ahead and make my mixture blend for that. I do have a tutorial on my YouTube shorts of when I made my mixture blend the last time. This is kind of more of like a updated version of it. For those of you that, if you don't have the money to join the group ritual, or if you just want to do the work yourself, you're welcome to use my recipe for this. But this is my Mercury Retrograde protection mixture, and this is the mixture I'm going to be using for the group ritual that I have coming up on July 16th. So I'm just going to use this giant mason jar, or no, this is a ball, not mason. And then first I'm going to take some dragon's blood incense and just smudge the inside of the jar because it's a brand new jar. This is actually my little grimoire. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is like my little grimoire that I've had for years. I put a lot of my information in. So I'm just going to smudge the jar with dragon's blood incense. I'm sorry if I don't see comments or if I miss comments. I'm just trying to focus on this and concentrate on this. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get a lot of this smoke in here, so I'm like covering up the opening at the top so that a lot of the smoke will go in it. This is just dragon's blood incense. And it's okay if you drop ashes. Ashes from incense is powerful and useful and has metaphysical properties, so that's fine. Hello. Give me 1 second, I'll finish showing you guys. Alright, so we got the, we smudged it with dragon's blood. I'm going to be using some frankincense as well. Again, this is very similar to the mixture that I posted like last year or whenever I posted it, but this is just kind of a more updated version. So all of this is just frankincense. Some rosemary. Lavender. basil, this is 5-finger grass, passion flower. Now, I don't always use herbal mixtures for like rituals and stuff that I do. Sometimes I'll just use like symbols, sigils, petitions, fire, meditation, chants. You don't always have to use herbs, but something's really calling me to use herbs for the Mercury Retrograde protection one, so that's what I'm going to do. And I also got some rose buds. Just realized they gave me a rose oil. If you have Dead Sea salt, you can use Dead Sea salt. I have Dead Sea salt, but I'm mainly using it for my spirit baths. So I'm just going to be using normal salts. So you can use normal salt, Dead Sea salt, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to use my Dead Sea salt for my spirit baths right now, so I don't want to use it for this, but this works too. More to that later if I need to. Let me get a, hang on, let me get my other one. And then I'll also be adding some Himalayan pink salt as well. Some angelica root. Some wild cherry bark. Like I said, you don't always have to use herbal mixtures in your craft. You can use symbols, you can use sigils, you can use chants, affirmations, meditations, visualizations. You can work with the energy of crystals, with statues. You can even work with the energy of certain tarot cards or oracle cards. You can work with the energy of books. So like I said, I don't always use herbal mixtures, but sometimes I do. I'm an earth sign, so sometimes I like using herbal mixtures just because, I don't know, it's the earthy side of me. This is just sage, just loose sage leaves. This is star anise. This is tarragon. right back. And then I have some dragon's blood resin. It's like a resin rock. And I'm gonna try to ground that up. I actually have Hermes right here. This is the god Hermes. So if you want to enchant this with certain energies, I would recommend working with the Mercury god Hermes, as well as the Egyptian god Thoth. I will be working with both of those energies for my Mercury Retrograde Protection group ritual that's coming up on the 16th. All right, see, we got this dragon's blood resin down to a little fine. Add a little bit more. This is a huge thing of dragon's blood right here. I may not can break that one. That one's too big. Oh, I got some of it off. There we go. All right, get some of that back. So pretty much what the Mercury retrograde protection does is it protects you from miscommunication. It protects you from fighting with people that you care about or your loved ones. It protects you from technical issues or technical delays, glitches, or even your technology breaking. It protects you from travel delays or travel issues or travel chaos. I'm trying to think what else it does. Pretty much everything that Mercury rules, it's going to protect that, okay? It can protect miscommunication at work or with business, with family members, friends, loved ones. That's why you see that I'm using a lot of protection herbs and roots, and I'm using a lot of love-based herbs and roots, because we want to do everything with love and straight communication. We want our communication protected. We want our relationships and connections and business partnerships protected. We want our technology and our travel to be protected. We also want to be protected from people that are trying to enter back into our life that we have strong boundaries with, and we don't want them to come back. So we're also protecting ourselves from that kind of energy as well. I bought like a pack of these, and I didn't realize how big these were. They were like way bigger than I needed them to be, but that's fine. And then obviously you're going to want to work with, you know, Mercury symbols, Mercury energy. I'm actually doing this group ritual on a Wednesday. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. So Wednesday could be very beneficial to do this type of work as well. But yeah, this is going to protect you from like delays, miscommunication, technology stuff going wrong, travel mix-ups or travel things going wrong. This is going to help keep you grounded and protected. And just kind of set up the energetic intentions that you want during your Mercury retrogrades. This will protect like even mail issues. Like Mercury can affect the mail that you receive or packages you receive, or even mail or packages that you send. You know, it can also, Mercury retrograde can also bring about like strong emotions. So it kind of helps you like be grounded and allows you to just kind of sit still and pause before deciding to like react as well. So that's pretty much it. There we have it. And then I'm just going to slap a label that says Mercury retrograde protection on it. I'm going to put the Mercury symbol on here as well. Like I said, I'm going to be doing my ritual Wednesday. It is $44 to join if you're interested. But if you don't have the money or resources, but you have like some of these ingredients on hand, you can do it yourself. Yeah, and then also working with like blue crystals. Like I don't know if you guys can see, like I have a lot of different blue crystals behind here. Any kind of blue crystal would be beneficial. Blue usually represents like your throat chakra. And it's also very connected to the Egyptian god Thoth as well. Which again, I will be using, I'll be working with the god Hermes and the god Thoth with this ritual coming up on the 16th. Or if you want to do your own, I would recommend working with Hermes or Thoth or both of them. Or working with the symbol of Mercury. Might add some of this too. I actually have some hibiscus. I'm gonna add some hibiscus to this as well. Is there anything else I have I can add? Oh yes, before I forget, valerian root. Now, I've only have had this in pill form, but valerian root is also really good for Mercury retrograde protection. Pretty much what I do with these is these come in clear capsules, and I just open them up and add them. See, until they're empty. Just open them up, break them up, put them in there. This is valerian root. And some of these are kind of hard to open. There we go. Now, valerian root is for relaxation and calm, so you can you could actually even take valerian root pills during the Mercury retrograde. That would probably be beneficial as well. But of course, like always, you know, check in with your doctor first if you can take it, because I don't know if, you know, if this has side effects for certain people. So always double check and do your research first. But you could probably even take valerian root during Mercury retrogrades to help out as well. But I like to break them apart and put the valerian root in my mixtures. There we have it. I think that's everything. This is my Mercury retrograde protection mixture. Again, this is what I'll be using for the group ritual coming up on Wednesday. Hang on one second. Let me bring up the chat, because I can't see the chat room right now. Let me get my laptop. It'll take a minute for my laptop to boot up. Just give me 1 second. I'll see what everyone's saying in chat. Alright, I'm bringing up chat now. Someone said, you do you and I'll take notes. For sure, for sure. You're welcome to take notes. That's why I'm doing this, so you guys can. Hey everyone. Someone says, I love your videos. Will you ever the return to sender videos again? I figure you stopped making them because of others' intentions. Are you talking about return to sender like pick-a cards, or like return to sender tutorials, return to sender group rituals? Like which one are you talking about? And I can answer that more accurately for you. Someone says, is this white or black magic? There's no white magic or black magic. Magic is just magic. I mean, people can use magic for baneful reasons, but magic is just magic. Yeah, I did have to transfer all of my I had to move all of my group ritual videos to my Facebook, because someone was like going through my group ritual videos and like reporting like statues that I had that were like Like, obviously, I had a statue of Aphrodite that was topless. I had a statue of Lilith that was topless. I had a candle figure that I was burning that was like of a woman's body figure. All of these things got me reported and banned and then shut down, and then I got brought back. And then I also had a very famous oil painting of Lilith, and she was topless, so they got me for that. So, like, I'm actually going to do the Mercury Retrograde group ritual on my YouTube. I feel safe enough to bring them back on YouTube now that I know what the trolls are, like, zooming in on to target me on. So as long as I'm not using like nudity, like, we should be good. Um, so I might actually do the Mercury Retrograde Protection group ritual back on YouTube again. But yeah, all of my old videos I transferred to my Facebook page. For those of you that are on my Facebook page, you already know that. But I moved all of those videos over there. So literally pretty much all of the old group ritual videos are currently on my Facebook page, which used to be under Magdalene's Craft, but I changed my name on everything, which I explained the whole name change. I did a Mercury Retrograde Predictions pick a card. It's under my live streams tab. And in the very beginning of that live stream, I go into detail and I explain how the name change happened and why it happened and why I picked what I picked. And it's kind of just like kind of a little long story, so I don't want to go over that again. So if you want to know why I changed my name, you can go to that live stream that I did a few days ago. And it's at the very beginning of that live stream. And it's of the Mercury Retrograde Predictions pick a card. Yeah, so if you're wanting to see like old videos, they're on my Facebook page, which again, it was under Magdalene's Craft, but now it is under the Hermetic Empress on Facebook if you want to see them. You're very welcome. I'm happy to give you guys ideas, or whatever it is you need. Will I do a karma reading? I don't like, to be honest, I don't like doing them. And I was doing them less and less. And now I'm to the point where I don't even want to do them at all. Because there's people that like watch those readings and they almost treat it like it's torture, PORN. And I'm not trying to, like, yes, I understand people do us wrong. And it's like, it can give us a sense of relief knowing that justice is being done, and I get that. I don't judge anyone for that, but I was getting some really, really weird people that were like wanting them like every single day, and like that started getting on my nerves, so I started only doing them once a month, and now I don't even want to do them at all because it's like, it's almost like people were like getting off on the karma readings, and that was just kind of weird to me. And like the fact that people wanted them so much was weird to me. Now, I do offer personal readings, and you know, if you want to pay me for a personal reading to do a karma, not just like you, not the person I'm talking to, but just people in general, if people want to pay me for a karma reading privately, I will definitely do what's their karma for a private booking for someone. But I don't really care to do the pick a cards anymore, which a lot of people unfollowed me for that, but that's fine. Because it got to the point where it literally felt like I was producing like torture content, because I mean, let's be real, like some of the stuff I was getting was really fucked up, like the karma I was seeing for some people, and like some people were just like getting off on that energy too much, and to me personally, that's extremely unhealthy, and I don't want to keep providing that type of content or being involved in that type of content. I don't. You're very welcome. But at the same time, I don't want to come off like, oh, y'all are horrible for wanting that. I get why people want that. I really do. And that's why I'll offer it as a private booking, but I just don't care to make that content anymore. And I thought it was also weird that that was like my highest viewed content. Like some of the most views I would get would be coming out of the karma readings. And like, I don't care, like, I don't care about losing out on views or money for that. I really don't. There's some really weird people in the chat. Hang on. I don't even know why they're in here. They just got issues. Yeah, literally, Raven, you said the same thing I was gonna say. It was like, yet you're here watching. It's so weird. But yeah, guys, if you want to rewind on the live stream, you're welcome to rewind on the live stream. No, my website is still magdalenscraft.com, but I eventually, here sometime soon, I am going to change the name of my website. Something weird's going on with my website anyways, and someone left me a comment about it too. Like, there's something weird going on with my website. So I'm probably just gonna like completely trash it and like redo it with a completely different URL. But I do offer private readings, and one of the private readings is what's the karma for what they did. If people really, really want to know, they can book me for it. Thank you. Everything is going well. Thank you. What's wrong with the site? I don't know. It's just doing some weird technical stuff. And then someone the other day thought my site was hacked because it was like doing something weird. So I don't know what's going on with my website. Like, it'll work for some people, and then for other people it won't. And then other people are getting like this weird like thing. I don't even know what it is, honestly, but I'm about to just completely tank it and just create a completely new website. And plus there's like services on my website that I'm gonna take off anyway. So like I need to like redo the entire thing. It's like, yeah, my website's like really outdated. Like I've had people come to me for some of the stuff on my site, and I'm like, I don't even do that anymore, or do it that way anymore, or offer that anymore. The only thing that's really updated on here is the group rituals are updated on there. And so I got the Mercury Retrograde Protection Group Ritual on the 16th. Apparently my website says the 17th, but I'm actually doing it on the 16th because it's a Wednesday and I can use the energy of Mercury that day. I also have an 8/8 Lionsgate Group Ritual coming up on August 8th as well. The person that asked about the Return to Sender stuff, I think they went away because I never got to answer their question. Where did they go? Hang on. There it is. Angelus. Now, if they were talking about, because someone says, I love your videos, will you ever do the Return to Sender videos again? I don't know if they're talking about, if they're talking about pick a cards, yeah, I can totally do a Return to Sender pick a card. I might do that. Or I may just offer that as like a private booking or something. I have some Return to Sender tutorials, but it's on the Facebook page. And then I have a Return to Sender group ritual coming up on the solar eclipse in Virgo, which is on September 21st. And then someone said something about, I figured you stopped making them because of others' intentions. No, I quit making tutorials on other types of workings. Um, the return to sender really doesn't matter about people's intentions with that one, but there is other things on there that it was like tutorials I had made like 4 or 5 years ago that like I took down because people were being weird with it. Like I feel like people were I had even had someone straight up come and tell me, like, to my face, well, not literally to my face, but on the internet, they straight up came up to me and was like, I used your tutorial on you. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, people are weird. So, there's tutorials I won't redo or post again because of weird people, but oh, hey, what's up, bro? Actually, I'm gonna go to my website thing now, real quick. Because there's some stuff on there I need to take off. Because one of them, and I know this isn't everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. You know, whatever, to each their own. But I was offering legal justice spells with the cow tongue, but the butcher, because you can get cow tongues at like freaking Walmart. Our Walmart doesn't sell stuff like that, so anytime I had done like a cow tongue spell for someone, which it's been like a long time since I've done one of those, but I would have to go to a butcher that had their own farm, but it was like an hour away from me. And quite frankly, like, I don't care how much anyone pays. I don't want to keep going out there. Like, it's just kind of annoying to drive out there. And not only that, but that type of working literally takes my entire day up. And I just, like, don't have the fucking energy for it. I don't really care to do it. Um, but unfortunately, like, hang on 1 second. I'm trying to change something. There it goes. So pretty much too, like, okay, sorry, I was gonna say something, but then I was trying to edit something. A lot of times, like, when people like privately book me, I normally do like a reading on them, whether they realize it or not. I mean, some of them realize it because I've turned people away, but I always do like a reading on the client. Now, usually the people that book me are like privately book me. They are reoccurring clients, so I know they're like decent, good people with good intentions. I'll still pull a card regardless, but usually those people aren't the issue. It's like complete fucking strangers that come up to me that want me to do workings for them. And I had started taking off a lot of like services because I was doing like readings on people before doing the work, and it would show me that they were like lying or trying to deceive me to do work for them, and then I would have to go and turn them away. And every time I would turn away a client, they would get really upset with me. They'd get pissed off with me. They would make content about me, like, because I would choose not to do work with them. And so like I got tired of people. I got tired of like turning away people and then them like retaliating for me turning them away. So Good. I'm glad that you enjoy them. She says the rituals are great. They help me keep updated on my own witchy journey. Good. Yeah, I know. The month of July is flying by pretty fast. Cause yeah, there's a lot of red flag clients. It's always like the new ones though. It's never like my reoccurring ones. It's always like new people. And so I had to take a lot of this stuff off because I kept tired of the retaliation of me turning it away. Because like I said, I pull cards on people before I do work on them. I've been doing that for years, and sometimes I'll catch people trying to play me as a fool, and I'm like, look, I'm not doing this, and then they get all like pissy with me. And when I do the Return to Sender group ritual on the solar eclipse in Virgo at the end of September, I'm probably going to make everyone just do a general one instead of like specific targets because I don't feel like reading each and every individual that joins that. So I'm just going to tell people that it has to be a general petition and spirit will take care of whoever they deem fit to take care of, right? Instead of just like giving me specific like names and stuff. Which, to be fair, most people that join Return to Sender group rituals, they usually don't give me specific names. They usually want it to be a general petition anyways. But yeah, like once you, I've been doing this, well, technically this has been my entire life. Like this isn't anything, like literally I was born into this kind of stuff. It's literally been my entire life. But I haven't like went online with it until it was like 2018, or the end of 2018. I started going like public online with all this stuff. And so that's what, 20, 21, 22, 23, like 6 years of being public with this stuff, and I've seen so much shit in this past 6 years that it's made me want to. For like the past like 8 months, I've been making a lot of changes with my channel, my services, and stuff like that because after 6 years of seeing how people act or react or um, just being weird, like it just makes you not want to provide certain information or services for people. Why do some people think personal work is like Burger King? It's funny you mention that because I used to get up on here and get pissed off and I'd be like, I'm not fucking Amazon. Like honestly, the people that usually act that way are people that do love work. That's why I don't like doing love work for people. And not only that, but I'll tell you one thing. I've seen love work backfire more on people than I've seen people do baneful work and it backfire. Like, I'm not kidding. I've seen love work backfire way worse than I've seen baneful work backfire. I'm not even fucking kidding. Um, but yeah, the people that treat it like Burger King are usually the love work clients because they're so eager. And not only that, but like it got old too. Like, because at one point I was providing that like years ago, and it's like, dude, if like I don't mind doing work for someone if they just want to attract like general love, like if they just want a lover to find them, and it's just like somebody that the universe sends them, like that's one thing, but like trying to like specifically target a person, it usually backfires, or two, you end up having to do the work consistently, constantly, because you're literally manipulating the energy for that person to like be with you or see you a certain way. So, and like spell work always like rubs off. There's like no spell that just magically is permanent forever. Like that doesn't fucking exist. And so it these people would like have to they, and this, I'm not even talking about clients, I'm just talking about people in general, like it would either end up backfiring in like multiple different fucking ways, or it would they would get upset because they would have to continuously do something all the time. And it's just like it gets to the point where it's like you gotta love yourself enough to walk away. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be giving yourself that type of love, and you need to walk away from the person if they're not treating you right, if they're walking away, if they don't seem interested, if they don't seem attracted to you. Like, just give it up. It's just not meant to be. Like, the person that's supposed to be with you is going to do you right and treat you right. So my best advice is either to do a self-love spell or just a general love spell where the universe just sends you, like, whoever's the best suitor for you. Like, that's my best advice I can give. Like, when I did, I had a Beltane group ritual on May 1st, and it was mainly about self-love and beauty and love. But, it need that love part of it needed to be a general love. Why does love work backfire so much? Because I'll tell you a couple examples, and I'll even use myself as an example, because I've done, the last time I had done love work on someone, even for me personally, it backfired on me, and I ended up getting assaulted, and that's not what I wanted, obviously. But sometimes, like, if you do love work on someone, especially if it's on someone that's already attracted to you, and they will become obsessed. All right, they will, and the obsession can turn deadly, the obsession can turn scary, it can turn stalkerish, it can turn violent. um, it, and that's usually how it backfires, is that sometimes the person will be into you so much that it causes a negative reaction. um, and I know there's some women out there that are okay with that. It's usually the women that are obsessed with like 50 Shades of Grey or something, and they think stalking and obsession equals love. But um, it's it definitely can backfire, because, like, again, I'll use myself as an example. This was like back in 2018 or 19, before I had met my husband. I was talking to someone, and I had done, like, obviously, like, we were talking long distance, and we were like planning to meet up. And then when we met up, he was like stalking me all, because I was at a convention, and when you're at a convention, it's like a giant, like, usually it's like a big hotel or like a giant warehouse. Like, they were like stalking me the whole time because I couldn't be around them, and they had their friends stalking me throughout the whole thing, the whole time. And then later on that evening, they were like getting really aggressive with me, and like just being an asshole and being really mean. And then when I was like, I don't want to, do things with you, they took it wrong way, and it obviously it went from there. But um, it definitely, it's kind of, I don't know if you guys have seen like the movie The Craft, where she likes that guy in high school, and he obviously is like kind of into her too, and she does a little love work just to make it more potent. And then next thing you know, she's running out of the car because he's getting like too handsy with her, and she's like climbing up a hill trying to get away from him. Like, literally, that is what happened to me. I'm not even kidding. And I'm more than happy to use myself as an example, like, to show how serious it can be. um Yeah. Yeah, as someone, I used to be in the BDSM community, and you're right. A lot of people in the BDSM community definitely did not like 50 Shades of Grey, because it is 50 Shades of Grey is like, it there's no consent. Like, when you're into BDSM, there's supposed to be consent, and that movie does not have any type of consent whatsoever. It's a violating type of movie. um, and I've always been against 50 Shades of Grey. But you're right, it definitely was not well received in the kink and BDSM community whatsoever. Because people that actually understand that kind of stuff knows that everything that that guy was doing in that movie was fucked up and wrong. But yeah, it can backfire in a way where the person can become obsessive, they can be stalkerish, they can become violent, they could harm you, assault you. Things can definitely get out of hand. And that's usually when the person already has an attraction to you. So be careful of that. It can actually cause more arguments because it's more passion. So the arguments could be more heated because there's more passion to it. It's like, it's not good. And not only that, but like why would you want someone that you would have to put love work on? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't, like I said, when I did it, it was on someone that I was already talking to, and I knew we were about to meet up, and I just wanted to add like a little, spark to the meetup, and unfortunately it went terribly fucking wrong. And that's my fault, but at the same time I'm glad that I can at least share my experience so other people can understand, like, it can go really bad. And then on the other hand, you know like, again, you don't, there's no point, like, if you're putting love work on someone that's not even interested in you at all, you're going to have to do it so much. So either you're going to run out of money booking practitioners all the time, or if you're doing it yourself, like, you're going to get tired of fucking doing that all the time. I mean, luckily, I've never done that to someone that wasn't interested in me, but me just doing it to someone who even was interested in me, it turned bad. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen to every single person. I mean, but I see it happening a lot to people. And that's, hang on one second. I'm reading this. Hang on. No, it's okay. You live and learn. That's the whole point of the human experience, is trial and error, and to live and learn. So it's fine. It just, the main thing that really like bothered me with that situation is, like, our mutual friends, obviously, or some of our mutual friends, did not believe me because I was already talking to that person for like almost a year. So people, like, obviously weren't going to believe me because we had already liked each other. But what people fail to realize is that you can even be married to someone and the person can SA you. You can be in a relationship with someone, you can live with someone, you can be married to someone, and they can still SA you. That doesn't, like, discredit what happened. And so, I mean, luckily I had some mutuals that, like, believed me, but there was a lot of them that didn't, and it is what it is. But and unfortunately it was kind of hard to get, like, police involved because, like, we were both from different, like, we met up in one state, but we were both from different states. And, like, I like shut down and freaked out so bad, and someone had to, like, come up to, like, Tennessee to get me, and I was just, like, in shock the whole time, like, processing everything. And then, like, by the time I was back in my state, like, there's just a lot of, like, complications with even reporting on it. So, but this has been, like, forever ago. Like, like, I can talk about this and it's not like, you know what I mean? It's whatever. Because this was many, many years ago. Alright, I'm trying to scroll up to see if I missed anybody's comments. I think I remember too, I was also wearing like, when I had traveled to that, I was also wearing like attraction oils or something on me as well. Or something. I was using I was wearing some kind of like oils on my skin on top of it too. And like, that shit just went fucking 0 to 100 real quick. And I'm not even like blaming all of the work. Like, obviously, like that person had their own issues anyways. It just like really brought out the demons in them. It really did. Because I had found out later that this person was doing weird shit to other people too. But it's like it intensified those demons within that person. And then two, like I've even you could even do like say you're with somebody, right? And you're doing love work and they are there with you and it's like a consensual thing. You and this person both consent to the love work and like you do something together to increase the love or whatever. Like sometimes even that, even though it's consensual with you and the other person, like it can still go haywire because it could cause like again heated arguments and stuff because if you're already very passionate about each other, that passion, sometimes too much passion can be a bad thing. And the next thing you know, you're arguing with someone because you and your other spouse is like getting jealous really easily over each other, or it's like heated arguments even if it was consensual. So even if you do it with someone's consent, it can still backfire in some ways. You know what I mean? Honestly, like a lot of spell work can, if you like, even like simple spell works. I was talking about this the other day with another tarot reader um, that I had recently started talking to, and I was telling her how like you'd even have to be careful with like weight loss spells because, hang on, let me find, my charger's about to die. I'm gonna have to get off here because my laptop's about to die, but like say you do like a weight loss spell, right? You want to lose some weight. Well, if you don't write, this is why petitions are extremely important in spell work. You have got to be so specific in your petitions so things that do not go wonky or haywire. Of course, this is for people that are into this stuff. If you're not into this stuff, then that's great. These messages and advice is not meant for you. So just leave it for who it's meant for. But say you do a weight loss spell and you're not like specific with your petition. Well, you could end up sick. Say you end up getting some kind of disease or something that makes it to where you're throwing up all of the time. Or say you lose your job and then you don't have money to buy food. You know, like people can lose weight in fucked up ways. And that's why it's like, it's so, no matter what type of workings you're doing, the only type of workings you really don't have to be crazy specific with is like protection work. But with other like types of spells, you've got to be very specific because if you're not, it's kind of like when it's making me think of that movie, Bedazzle with well, hang on, with Brandon Fraser. I'm gonna be honest, this is exactly what it's like. Hang on. It's this movie that I'm thinking of. Bedazzled, it came out in 2000. I guess my live stream froze because it's not showing up. I'm trying to show you guys the movie, but I guess something's weird. See, this is why it's already Mercury. It's about to be Mercury retrograde, and my live stream's already getting fucked with. The it must have froze a while ago because it's still showing the pill bottle on my desk, and that's not even on my desk anymore. So it froze at some point. But the movie Bedazzled, it's a comedy movie that came out in the year 2000. It's got Brandon Fraser in it, and Elizabeth Hurley. Like, Elizabeth Hurley plays the devil, and Brandon Fraser plays Elliot Richards. And he's like asking her, like, you know, like, she is like granting him 7 wishes in the movie, and every time he makes a wish, he gets what he wishes for, but it's like always like wonky, or something's like off, and it's like she's fucking with him in the movie, kind of, and like he's not being specific with what he's asking for. And so, like, every time he asks for something or he makes a new wish, like something, like, he gets what he wants, but he's not, like, something else happens, and he's like, but I don't want it like that way, you know. And she's like, well, you should have been specific, you know. It's literally the same kind of concept. For anyone that remembered that movie, I love that movie. I might have to rewatch that soon because I haven't watched it in a few years. But yeah, apparently my live stream has froze. I apologize for that. Like, but that's Mercury retrograde for you. Someone said I had love work done on me, and it took so much energy to respect their space, but the love never went away. Even when I moved on, I still love them. Have you tried doing like a cord cutting or anything? But I'm probably about to hop off here because, one, my laptop just died. It ran out of battery juice. And two, my live stream has frozen. So, but that is just, I just wanted to share this recipe with you guys. And since we got to talking, we started talking about the craft. So I figured I'd give some tips and advice to people. You can cut cords with anything and anyone. Whoever told you cords cannot be cut is not, I don't think they're telling you the truth, man. Because from my experience, you can cut cords with anyone, even if something is fate. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Because you said there, and during a reading, you were told that it can't be destined, that it's fated. All I know, if someone has walked away from you, or if they asked you to respect their space, even if they did love work on you, like, I don't care if it's destined, fated, or what. If someone tells you it's your twin flame or whatever, I'm pretty sure you can cut cords with anyone, or at least attempt to try. Because if you want to stop thinking about a person, I would definitely recommend a cord cutting. And it doesn't even have to be spell work. Like, it can be affirmations, visualizations, meditations, frequencies, things like, you can do things like that as well. You said it can't be cut or destroyed no matter how hard I try because they are my twin flame. I walked away from them. All I can say is that the power of the mind is a very powerful organ. So if that's what you wholeheartedly believe, then that's probably the energy it's going to be in. But if you truly want things to be cut and severed, you got to believe that, and then at least try to attempt to do that. Unless you just want to hang on or stick on, like that's up to you, you know. But I don't really, I feel like the whole twin flame concept has honestly fucked with a lot of people's minds, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that the twin flame content and theory has been pushed so hard in a way that it has kept so many people in toxic cycles that they don't need to be in. But again, that's just my personal opinion. Like, I do believe in soulmates and stuff. I do believe there's people out there that, you know, you're truly meant to be with. But I feel like the twin flame stuff keeps people in cycles that they don't need to be in. And it's funny that you mentioned that because earlier today, the people who actually started the whole twin flame content stuff, they're actually currently being investigated. Because there was a documentary on them on Netflix about how they were like pretty much a fucking cult. And then that was like a year or so ago, and they did the documentary. And then about a week ago, it was announced that they are under investigation. But they're not like, I don't think they're under investigation for like technically the twin flame like theory or anything. Like, they were getting people, they were like literally controlling every aspect of like their clients' lives. Like, it was really weird. Like, they were even forcing people to be like gay and lesbian or to do like sex changes and stuff, and like couldn't, they were like forcing their clients to like cut people out of their lives, and like just like it was pretty much ran like a cult. Like, they were controlling like everybody, like every aspect of people's lives. Yeah, I just saw it. I just saw today or yesterday that they're under investigation. But I have a feeling it's more so about the things they were making people do. Yeah, that's why self-love needs to be promoted more, you know, than finding love or finding a soulmate. I know everybody wants that. I know people get tired of being lonely, but people need to promote more self-love than anything else. And like the right person at the right time is going to come in for you. Like, I didn't meet my husband until I was like 30 years old. And we've been together for like 5 years or almost 6 years now or something. Or no, yeah, we've been together like 6 years. I mean, sometimes it happens later on in life. Sometimes you gotta like date a few fucktards first, and then you'll find who's worthy enough for you, and you're worthy enough for them, and it always works out the way it needs to. And trust me, like before I met my husband, I had plenty. I had been married before, engaged to a different person. I've been engaged to one dude, married to another guy at one point, had a kid with another person, like, you know, and dated people along the way in like my teens and 20s, and like until I found my husband. So, so like I said, sometimes you got to go through some fucktards first. But don't let that discourage you either, because sometimes that'll discourage people. Like they'll go into failed relationship after failed relationship. Um, and I know that sucks, and I know that can be discouraging, but you can't allow that to discourage you. You still have to have hope. You still have to have faith that there's someone out there that will be perfect for you. And just don't be afraid of getting back up and trying again and then trying again. You'll eventually find the right person. And sometimes you have to go through failed relationships because you're not learning a lesson. Like that was also an issue with me. Like I would end up in relationships with having the same issues with the same types of people because like I wasn't learning the lesson I need to learn. You know, and sometimes until you learn certain lessons or you learn to love yourself, that's when the right person comes in. Well, that's good that you're not discouraged. I mainly said that because I know a lot of people personally that get discouraged by that, and then they just give up altogether. But then they still want love, but then they're not really doing much to like put themselves out there or to give certain people chances. Or when they do and it doesn't go right, that'll like mess with their heart and their head. I mean, obviously don't go out there and looking for people unless you're ready to, because if you're not ready to, that's not going to work out well. But yeah, I don't blame. There's a lot of people that aren't serious, unfortunately. There's a lot of people that just kind of like want to hook up and that be that, or just like short term stuff, or they just want to get with you and like use you for things. Like, yeah, it can suck. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are not serious. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's like a huge rise of like STDs lately. I can't remember if it was like a new type of STD or if like a certain type of STD is just spreading everywhere, but because of hookup culture being the way it is, like I know people like in the 60s and 70s that were like swingers and stuff, and they weren't even getting STDs. But since STDs have developed rapidly since like the 1980s, and now hookup culture is like about as bad as it was back in the day, it's like now that there's all these STDs and everyone's, you know, doing this hookup culture and they're not protecting themselves or they're not, you know what I mean? Like now there's like these rampant STDs and diseases like literally everywhere. And so now people have to really be careful and wary of that. Like I'm gonna be honest, if I was single, I don't even I don't even think I would date because of like all of this shit that's going around, like, and it's like in major cities and like all these states, and it's just that's just terrifying. Like if I was single, I probably wouldn't even be dating people. I mean, I don't know what country you live in, but like in the United States, it's gotten really bad. Like it's all over the news all the time. Times has changed too much for me. This is, if you're a hopeless romantic, my heart is with you. I'm wishing you the best of luck. Which I feel like a lot of people on my channel are probably hopeless romantics. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a Taurus Venus, Taurus Sun, Taurus Rising, Taurus Mercury. Like, I'm definitely a hopeless romantic, but I'm very thankful that I found what I found years ago, and I don't have to deal with all that. But I do feel bad for people that do have to deal with that. But my best advice is, you know, obviously protect yourself, your energy as well as your body, and don't give up. Have faith. Obviously, don't push yourself out there if you're not ready, but you know, it's sometimes you gotta go through failed connections, failed relationships, failed hookups until you meet the right person for you. Even if it's in your 30s or 40s or 50s or 60s, like, just as long as you got breath in your lungs, don't give up. Like, keep trying. So many girls tell you not to wear a condom because they're on the pill. Even if they are on the pill, protect yourself. And unfortunately, sometimes, like, even if you're in a relationship, like, I mean, thank God, like, I know, like, my husband would never do anything like that. And not just that, but he literally doesn't even have the time, even if he would want to do something like that behind my back. But I've even heard stories where people are, like, married or in a relationships and they still end up with an STD because, like, their partner cheats on them. And, you know, people don't use condoms when they're, like, in a relationship or marriage because they think that person is, like, being faithful, and then some shit happens and it's just like even if so for someone to tell you to not wear a condom just because they're on the pill, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to be protecting your body and your health and your future. I have no idea about that. I'm not sure. Full body condoms, yeah. In this generation, it's probably needed. Oh, thank you, CR. I just got a PayPal from somebody. That's probably for a booking or something. I'll have to see. Moms are in the fastest growing demographic for STDs, STIs. People also need to be protecting, you know, using protection too, because, like, a lot of people are having kids when they really don't need to be. Like, this is, in my opinion, this is not a good time for people to be having children, but that's just my opinion. And I'm just saying that because of all these world wars going on, the stuff with politics, famine, just, you know, nobody's being paid enough. Like, I don't think it's a good time for people to be I don't judge people that are getting pregnant and having kids or anything. I'm just, personally, I feel like it's not a good time to be having kids. Yeah, it's from the bird sounds are from the video, yeah. No, it's from, it's a audio I got playing. Yeah, someone said children thrive in stability. That's absolutely correct. I'm very thankful. Like I have a kid, and I'm not with my kid's father anymore, but luckily, like, we co-parent really well. Like, he's very supportive. You know, he pays his he even gives child support, and I don't even have to go through the court to, like, force him to do anything. Like, he just willingly gives me child support. He co-parents well with me. We get along. We, like, rarely ever argue. Like, we do what's best for our kid, even though we're not together. And, like, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that. I didn't even have that, you know, like when I was a kid, I didn't even have that. So I'm really thankful that I have a really good husband and also a good person that I can like co-parent with. So nice. So yeah, protection. I wish people would take protection more seriously. But things do happen, and that's not like me judging people that, you know, that are having kids early or anything. Like sometimes it's just life happens, right? And you, again, it's all about the human experience. It's all trial and error. You live and you learn. Um, but I do hope that now that we have technology to spread more awareness and we can all communicate with each other more, like I feel like our younger generation is realizing like what to do and what not to do. I've noticed, I mean, maybe not everyone in the younger generation, but I do notice that a lot of younger people are making better decisions than some of us older people made when we were their age. And that's really cool. And I think that's a lot to do with like YouTube and stuff, and like people just, you know, spreading awareness or what, you know, what real life looks like, or just advice or anything. I think it's really helping the younger generation make better choices. Um, well, for some of them anyways. I want a kid, but I don't have a donor. Maybe you could have like one of those lab babies or something. A lab baby or a I don't know, or if you could do adoption, but I know there's so many like crazy like things you have to do for adoption. Like I know here personally, like one time I was thinking about adopting, and a lot of places like they want you, like a lot of these adoption centers are like like really religious, and they only want to adopt people that like go to specific churches for a certain amount of years. Like they have like some of these adoption centers have like crazy qualifications, which I mean they should have high qualifications. I'm not against that, but some of them are like weirdly specific, and I don't know. But so it really, I guess it depends on like your city, your state, your country. Yeah, I'm mainly talking about, well, like I live in the Bible Belt, so I'm not like shocked that that's a qualification for some places down here. But yeah, it's gonna be different qualifications, you know, around the world depending on where you live. But you never know. Like even if you don't have a child, you could still be that mother figure to someone. There's a lot of people out there that can't have kids or didn't have kids, and they bring such a motherly energy to people who need it. You know, there's people out there that don't have their mom anymore, or they're no contact with their mom, and like you being there for like a younger person could still be like really helpful and beneficial. Or maybe even like helping out with children with certain things, whether it's like charities or events, functions, volunteer work. I actually used to do a lot of volunteer work when I was younger. I used to do volunteer work for an organization that, okay, so pretty much we would set up a date like every week where parents, it was mainly addicts, like people that had their children taken away from them, but they were trying to like do better. And I was like under 18 when I was doing this volunteer work. It was forever ago, but we would set up these functions, and we'd go out and buy food at the grocery store and everything, and we would set up like these little events once a week where the the kids that got, I mean, the kids would get to meet up with their parents that were obviously trying to do better, you know, and not be addicts or, you know, whatever. Most of them were addicts though. And we would also like teach people like how to, because the volunteer organization I was working with, like they're against like hitting your kids for discipline and stuff like that. So we would like go over like different ways that you could work with your child without like getting physical with them, because a lot of us, you know, a lot of us were raised where some of our parents were just like beating the shit out of us. I didn't go through anything like that, but I've known people that have. And so we did like a lot of different things. But one of the main things I remembered is just bringing the mothers in with the children that they didn't get to see as much. And it was really like, even as like someone that was under 18 doing this volunteer work, like it was really emotional, because you know, these parents, they did fuck up, but that doesn't mean that they don't. I mean, everyone deserves a second chance, you know what I mean? And like a lot of these children were so young that they don't even know what the hell was going on anyways. But we would get like snacks and foods, and we would have like this, it was almost like a playroom or something, because there was like toys everywhere, and the moms would come in and then the kids would come in, and then they would just like play and eat snacks and stuff. And then there was other times where we would do meetings with the parents, like without the kids, and just like help them and talk them through things. And then we were also giving courses out to people of how you could like discipline your children without like hitting them and things like that. Trying to remember what else we did. I feel like we did some other stuff. This is back when I was in like grade school, and I'm like 36 now, so I can hardly remember it. But so instead, I bet some of the parents appreciated that meeting days. Oh, they did. They would. Some of them would cry, and it would get really emotional. But you know, not everyone's perfect, and people do deserve second chances, obviously, like if they're really trying to do better. Because the thing with addicts, you can only help them so much. Like addicts have to want to help themselves. And I've lost friends to their addictions. I've lost boyfriends to their addictions because they just simply did not want to help themselves. At the end of the day, that person has to want that bad enough for themselves, no matter who it is. Only they can save themselves. We can give them the tools, we can give them encouragement, empowerment, and advice, but until they're ready to change, they're not going to change until they're ready. And luckily, a lot of those parents, you could tell they were ready. They wanted to change. They wanted to make a difference. So, and I've actually got a job offer for. I was supposed to work at a rehab here. I'm not going to get too much into it, but like I was like the only person at this rehab that could. And the rehab wasn't just for addicts, it was for like failed unaliving attempts. So it was like a behavioral type of center where they kind of mixed in the two groups of people. And like we would have to help out with like AA meetings and NA meetings and stuff like that. And I was like one of the only people that could help one of their most stubborn patients. And they were like offering me a job and stuff. I was already doing this channel, so I already had stuff going on for me, and I didn't take the job, but I could have. And like I do have a lot of compassion for addicts and people that are genuinely trying to change their life for the better. Because a lot of people that go into addictions, like there's usually reasons why they do, or it could even be like a passed down kind of behavior or trait as well. So like go into those like meetings with those people and stuff, and like hearing people's stories and helping them through it. Like if I wasn't here doing this channel, I'd probably be working in a field like that, if I'm going to be honest. Like I'd probably, because I mean I already was offered a job for that kind of stuff anyways, but seriously, like if I was not here now, I would be literally working at a rehab center. Because there's a lot of like these people, but they deserve second chances, third chances, you know. And you know, and some of them have done fucked up shit, and I get why like some people may want to go no contact with some of them, and that's fine. Like that's people's boundaries, and they deserve to have boundaries with whoever, even if the person is an addict. But like a lot of these people, like I already forgot my train of thought because it's getting late, I'm sorry, but if you ever go to meetings like that, it'll break your fucking heart. It really will. But it's also really rewarding to uplift people like that, to help people, to change people, to get them in the right direction. It's very, very rewarding and fulfilling. Someone says if you're a healer, you're a healer. Yeah. But I'm gonna hop off here because it's getting late. Well, it's been late. I got on here really late to begin with. I keep taking like naps during the middle of the day and stuff, and it's like screwing up my sleep schedule. And I really need to get my sleep schedule back on track before next month. So hopefully, I don't know. I notice I do it a lot too because like it's so hot during the day, and then it's like cooler at night, and I'm just like wanting to do stuff at nighttime because of that. But I'm gonna hop off here. It was nice chatting with you guys and telling you about the mixture and everything. If you guys want to, you know, use this mixture for yourself. Again, you don't have to have every single ingredient that I use. You can use whatever you have on hand, right? It's your intentions that matter when you're doing protection work. It's all about your intentions. You don't have to have every single herb or root or spice or every single crystal. Like, to be honest, you don't even need any of this. You can literally use your mind, but using different things and putting the intentions into it can be extremely helpful and beneficial too. And so even if you just have a fucking twig, I don't care. Put all your intentions into that little old fucking twig and be like, this twig is going to protect me, damn it. Like, do whatever you gotta do. Use whatever you have on hand. You know what I mean? So it's too hot to sleep. No kidding. So I'll see you guys soon. I hope you guys have a really good weekend. And I'll see you guys soon. I'll probably be back on this channel with a pick a card soon. If you guys aren't familiar, I do readings on a second channel too. This is the channel I do my pick a cards on, and like I'll do tutorials over here and like the group rituals and the pick a cards. But on my second channel, I do collective readings, and I've been doing a lot of collective readings lately. So if you guys want readings and you're like wondering where I am, definitely subscribe to my second channel. It's called THE Collective, and then in parentheses it says the Hermetic Empress. Or if you're having a hard time finding it, just go over to my community posts, my community board of this channel. I'm constantly sharing videos from my second channel, so you can find it that way as well. But if I'm not uploading over here, I'm uploading over there. So I love you guys. Have a blessed weekend, a good weekend, a safe weekend, and I'll see you guys soon.